Well, welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Justin?
And Monty?
Today we're taking a look at the Burn by Patel. Yes, this has something to do with the Burn lounges. It's really not that far off. There's probably a connection there somewhere. This is a beautiful looking stick, though. Definitely catches the eye, you know, with a name like Burn. You look for red and orange and light yellow, and you certainly get all of that, and a little bit of gold, too. It's a nice design, I guess. But cigar itself looks really nice, really smooth all the way through. Definitely some visible stems, and a couple of the seams are really visible. But other than that, beautiful looking stick, pretty oily. It seems to be pretty firmly packed. A few areas that have a little bit of give. Let's see on the aromas. There's definitely some like hay and earth smells, like a dry earth almost coming off the wrapper for me. And on the foot, it's like a really nice, almost like a semi-sweet chocolate. You know, we talked about when you just rip open a bag of chocolate, you know, chocolate chips, that sort of thing. It's really nice. It's very rich and deep and powerful. Smells good.
Yeah, very nice stick. It's a little bit squishy, but not too much of a problem. I agree, it's very firm, or very smooth. I've got a few little lumps, but it's a rolled cigar. You expect that. Seams are done well. I've got a few minor veins, but shouldn't be any problems. The aroma for me, I agree, it's very, for me it's very dark tobacco and earth, and very organic, so it's very, very nice. And then off the foot, I agree, it is very like chocolatey, very sweet chocolate, very interesting.
Yeah, it's a really nice cigar. I have one little fine stem and a few fine veins, but nothing real concerning. It's a real firm, consistent pack all the way down. Not hard, but nice and firm like you'd want it to be. You know, a nice, pretty medium to dark brown wrapper, really. And again, I'm not so big a fan of the outer band, the bigger red band, but I do like underneath the RP and the orange label. I think it's a really nice band. As far as aromas, we talked about this a few weeks ago with another cigar, and I think Wyatt was right then, and I think I'm right with this now. To me, it smells kind of a little bit dusty and a little bit like cardboard. If you've ever been in a room full of cardboard boxes, it does have an aroma to it.
Monty's house.
Yeah. True story. And that's what I get off the wrapper of the cigar. Off the foot, man, this thing couldn't be any more sweeter than if it was made out of sugar. To me, it's just loads of sweetness. There's almost a little bit of citrus note to it, but just tons of sweetness and almost a caramel, sugary smell. But very nice looking cigar.
Good cut, but here we go.
I filled the slider before I came over here. There we go.
It is a little windy out here, so bear with us as we light this. Killed the monster. We killed the monster later.
We can.
Speaking of kill the monster, did you guys see Joan Rivers died today?
Too soon.
Oh, sorry.
It is a little soon, but funny.
Thank you. And I really didn't mean it like that, but she actually died today. 81.
For our viewers watching this like 10 years in the future, you know what night we were watching this.
They haven't decided if they're going to bury her or just recycle her, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't look a day over
Doc age.
50, 60-year-old plastic.
Yeah.
That's a really nice first.
Very smooth.
Boy, there's a lot of pepper for me.
There's a little bit for me, but most there. Nice sweetness to it.
Yeah, me too. A little bit of pepper, but not much.
So get a lot of pepper. Maybe I just charred it a little bit.
There's definitely some there. It's starting to build a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not overwhelming by any means.
It sits in like the
Yeah, it
very
sits in the
deep
back.
part
Yeah.
of my tongue and mouth, but it's just not really overwhelming. I get a lot of sweetness up front for me.
Yeah, but no chocolate.
Mm-mm.
Caramel, yeah, I guess that'd be the closest thing I can
Yeah, so
attribute to it.
Not a bad start.
no.
Let's get in the first third. See how it goes.
Oh, we're about 10 minutes into this Patel burn. We're all, three of us seem to be getting very different flavors out of this cigar. For me, I'm getting a lot of coffee. I'm getting a lot of, just a second, 1 second. I'm getting a lot of coffee. There's also like a citrus that's building, and I don't know if it's just that Monty said that, but it's very sweet. The finish is very, very sweet, but not in like a chocolate sort of way. Even not even really like a caramel or a sugar even sort of way. It's just very, very sweet. And it's like an organic sort of sweet. So that makes me think of like a citrus or it's like a coffee and citrus type of taste. That's really all that I can attribute it to. But it's very good so far. Not an excellent burn, but we also have a lot of wind outside, so that's probably why.
Yeah, so far it's performing really well for me. Aroma's fine, ash is holding on. But my flavors, I'm still getting like a definitely a little sweet and spiciness. The pepper's kind of morphed for me into more of like a baker's spices, a few different spices going on. But it's overall very sweet, and that definitely trails into the finish. But yeah, I don't really get a lot of coffee or a citrus note. But still very, very good. Probably around the medium in body, same in strength. But so far, good cigar.
Yeah, overall I agree. The burn is fair, it could be better, but we keep getting these little intermittent gusts or breezes, so it's got to have something to do with it. One thing that is slightly concerning is, we're 10 or 15 minutes in, whatever, and there's already some soft spots happening, so we'll see how that gets it. Another few 3 or 4 inches, but it just gets totally softened or not. As far as what I'm getting off of it, Wyatt kind of talked about it already. To me, there's the spice, the pepper is 95% gone already. There is that dark, bitter coffee to me, and there are just some really light floral citrus notes that I keep coming back to. And it took me a minute to really ponder it, but Wyatt's right, it is just some real citrus notes. So far, so good.
Well, let's get into the second, third, approach the midpoint.
Well, we're about halfway through this burn by Patel. Not many flavor changes for me. Construction has performed really solidly in the second half. The breeze has picked up a little bit, but it's still not a razor sharp burn by any means, but pretty sharp. I'm actually a little bit past that one. But yeah, that coffee has really come in for me. There's still a little bit of like a spice in the background. It's not as prominent, but there's that, and then there's still that slightly kind of sweet, citrusy almost taste to the finish. And it's nice because it's nice that the flavors haven't changed because I'm still trying to figure out what a lot of these flavors are. So it's very good so far.
Yeah, for me, it's very, very nice. This second half is really, for me, I guess, caught up with these guys. I've lost that spice. It's almost gone for me, and I've picked up that sweetness they're talking about. I don't know if it's citrus for me. It's just a nice, sweet tobacco, and that dives into a beautiful, bitter coffee for me. I'm really enjoying it. It's still about a medium in body, medium in strength. No complaints. I had to do one touch-up. Kind of got a little wonky burn right now, but it might correct itself. But yeah, for me, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I agree. It's been really nice. The burn has been fair. I've touched it up a little bit, but I think it was more that I was playing with the lighter than I was really fixing the burn with the cigar, which is nice considering these little gusts of breeze we have. It's getting better, which I like. I don't like a cigar that stays the same or gets worse. I like it to get better, and it definitely has. That coffee is a little bit stronger. It's a bitter coffee. It's a little bit more strong, but also that citrus note is a little bit more pronounced. Now, it's not like I'm eating a slice of orange, but I can definitely taste that citrus flavor.
Like it's been a few hours.
Yeah, maybe. You ate it. You know it's there.
Yeah.
But it's not real fresh. And I don't get a whole lot of sweetness per se, but that citrus is there. That bitter coffee's there. And, a nice amount of smoke. And, just a generally getting better cigar. A really good cigar so far.
Well, let's approach the final third. See if we get any changes.
Well, welcome back for the last third. I'm really at the last third of this Rocky Patel burn. I've enjoyed this cigar. I think it's been really good. From what I understand, this is like the house cigar, I guess, of Rocky
I think it's
Patel.
more of a tribute to
It's
the
a tribute
burn.
to the burn lounges. Yeah, I mean, this is it's a very
tribute to a lounge.
I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass, but I think I read that somewhere.
it's a good cigar. That's what matters. It had a lot of unique flavors, especially that citrus. I mean, there's no other way I could think to describe that particular taste. And it wasn't like an overpowering thing, but it was, especially with how sweet the finish was, it morphed well with the really predominant coffee all throughout really all throughout the cigar, at least for me. There was a lot of pepper and it mellowed out real nicely. Construction has always been good. I mean, I have like probably half an inch left and it's still holding on well. And that's impressive. But like I said, I really enjoyed this. We're smoking this at the end of the day with a cup of coffee. It's fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this cigar an 8. Something I'd go back for. I'd try again. I could see taking this out on the golf course, but I could see smoking this at the end of the day. It's too heavy for the beginning of the day, but I could really see the cigar pairing well with anything. Definitely something to try. Very good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. For me, the first half was kind of a sweet and spicy, a lot of pepper, and that kind of morphed into a baker spice for me. And the second half, I got that coffee, a lot of bitter coffee in the back end and the finish, and then a lot of sweetness up front for me. To me, that it's not simple. It's got some complexity to it. I really enjoyed it. Medium body, the flavors are definitely very potent. Yeah, not so much in your face, but you can definitely tell they're there. Construction was great. I only had to do 1 or 2 touch-ups, but again, we had those we'd have those gusts of wind coming through. So, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good end-of-your-day smoke. Yeah, I wouldn't take it out on the golf course. I don't think it's a morning stick. Maybe an afternoon stick, but I like it in the end of the day. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it a little higher. I'd give it an 8.5. Definitely something I want to smoke again. Definitely something I'll keep in my humidor.
First of all, I agree with White's 8. It's an 8 for me. I think it's a very good cigar. I don't think it's an amazing cigar, but I definitely think it was worth the money. I fooled around here about 10 minutes ago and let it go out, but I honestly think that was me. I don't think it was a cigar. It's burned reasonably well the entire time. Like I said, I've touched it up a few times, but probably half of those times were just me messing around with the lighter. It has gotten progressively better, which is good. I mean, that's what you're looking for, in my opinion. I agree with the idea that this is not a task cigar. Don't get this cigar and smoke it while you're playing golf or doing something. Smoke it while you can sit down and devote a solid 1.5 to 2 hours to it to really enjoy it. The flavors, at first there was a lot of spice initially, but that went away really fast, in half an inch to an inch for me. And then it's just been progressively building on that bitter, deep, dark coffee and that citrus note. I never got a whole lot of sweetness certainly not past the midway point at all. And before we even lit it, it had really strong sweet notes to the aromas that it was producing, but that sweetness was never there very much at all for me. So, but definitely a solid 8. It's definitely a good cigar. I'd recommend that you have some. I'd recommend that you smoke it.
Well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. But until next time, smoke them if you got them.